A homie that, owned this previously before me made 50 million.
Where is Rick Ross getting all of this money?
The image was rock solid. Rick Ross wasn't faking the wealth. He was living it, and the numbers backed it up. But as time went on, cracks started to show, and that's where the narrative takes a turn from triumph to turmoil. The heart of the story now? It boils down to how Ross's finances became wrapped up in one glaring issue: spending extravagantly just to make everyone else feel small in comparison. His public persona wasn't merely about achieving success. It was about making that success louder, flashier, and more obvious than anyone else's. Here's the key distinction. Building wealth is about making your money work for you, growing it steadily and strategically. Flexing wealth is the opposite. It's about burning through cash just to impress people who don't even know you. And for years, Ross fully committed to the flex. Think about the cars. This part alone is insane. Over the years, Ross's name has popped up alongside an enormous fleet of luxury vehicles. Multiple Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, a Lamborghini, custom lowriders, and an impressive lineup of other high-end rides.
Share that. I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink.
Travis cut his own grass. Why you out there cutting your own grass? You're trying to save money? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Let me ask you.
The AC broken in them.
Each of these cars often costs more than what many folks pay for entire houses. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just a few standout cars for convenience or travel. No, this was a full-on collection designed solely for flexing status. Each new ride wasn't just transportation, it was another bold statement boosting the image of the biggest boss. Yet every single one of those vehicles came with insurance, storage, maintenance, customization, and of course, depreciation. These aren't just buzzwords, they represent the ongoing financial commitment behind living large. Owning a fleet of luxury cars like Rick Ross isn't limited to the sticker price you see up front. No, it's about the continuous care, the parking, the insurance premiums that can make your head spin, and the endless tweaks to keep each vehicle shining and unique. These rides weren't casual wheels for running errands. They were rolling statements crafted to grab attention, dominate social media, and broadcast one unmistakable truth. Rick Ross's wealth was on an entirely different level, operating under his own set of rules.
You know what Starlink is? Yeah, that's the $500,000 Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's where my jet at. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy and Ball Greasy at the Escape the States. Better stop worrying about what rich niggas doing. Shit, if I send my jet to go pick my mama up and I fly, motherfucking commercial, that's what I do for mama. If I send a jet to go drop off, I walk for mama. Just so that shit y'all on, I miss that. So y'all laughing at the young niggas who on Martyr? You can't do that. Damn sure you can't laugh at a rich nigga. Where Ricky Rose take flights to 6 digits.
But the cars? That was only half the story. The jewelry took the extravagance to a new height. Ross dropped millions on custom-made chains, diamond-studded accessories, and watches so valuable they could out-earn a typical person's entire yearly income. He wasn't shy about it. He flaunted those pieces proudly, plastering them across posts and videos with relentless frequency, making sure everyone understood. He wasn't just rich, he was living in a realm most could only dream of. However, as glam as it all seems, the weight of maintaining this lifestyle starts to reveal itself beneath the shine. Buying lavish things is one thing, but sustaining that level of opulence day after day, that's an entirely different challenge. Picture a mansion with 109 rooms, a fantasy for many, but a monumental financial responsibility in reality. The running costs pile up fast. Staff salaries, around-the-clock security, utilities that could power a small city, constant repairs, meticulous landscaping, non-stop cleaning, and a laundry list of upkeep that no one sees. Even if your music royalties are steady, a property that vast will swallow an enormous chunk of your income each month without blinking. And that's only a piece of the picture. Factor in private jets slicing through the sky, globe-trotting expenses, entourages to support, studio time that never ends, label duties, and an image of non-stop luxury to uphold. Suddenly, this isn't just a story about wealth, it's a high-stakes balancing act. Now, here's where it gets really important. Some might rush to judge young entrepreneurs or hustle-driven dreamers caught somewhere between baby steps and big leaps. Maybe they're walking, biking, taking the train, or flying coach. Don't ever look down on them. Because before I spent tens of millions on a private plane, I was right there flying coach for 20 years. I've been in those shoes, grinding, climbing. So, respect the hustle, wherever it starts, because every empire has a beginning. Every mogul was once a dreamer, hustling hard. All right, picture this. Young hustlers grinding away driving Uber, dreaming of the high life. And then there's Ross, spotted on a regular commercial flight, rocking a rosé. Because, get this, his private jet was apparently offline getting a Starlink Wi-Fi upgrade. Yep, that's the story he dropped. His own jet was supposedly out of commission while they installed fancy internet. So he had no choice but to hop on a standard airline flight.
I'm going to get some mignon, the mignon. But don't y'all ever look down on no young hustlers who, if they walking, if they riding a bicycle, if they riding on the train, don't you ever look down on no young hustlers going to get some money. Don't you ever talk about these young entrepreneurs if they was flying first class, coach, economy, or private. I flew that shit for 20 years before I went and spent a 40 ball. And when I say that, I mean 40 million on the plane. But don't y'all ever talk down on no young hustlers that's going to get it. I don't care if you young hustlers driving Uber, Rose.
But here's where it gets tricky. Nobody really bought it. Because let's be real for a second. If you genuinely roll at the private jet level, when your usual ride is out of commission, you don't do the commercial thing. You just pick up the phone, book another jet, and keep moving in pure luxury. That's the entire point of having access to that exclusive world, uninterrupted comfort, and never being crammed into a crowded cabin with the rest of us. But even if somehow a charter plane wasn't an option, which is a stretch, the internet still had a million questions. Why wasn't Ross flying first class, or even business class? Why was he sitting right there in economy, sandwiched with everybody else? That detail alone had social media raising an eyebrow so hard, it almost popped off the screen. A Starlink upgrade might explain some delays, but it doesn't explain sitting shoulder to shoulder with strangers. The explanation quickly backfired and became almost funnier than the photo itself. People flooded the comment sections, tearing the story to shreds from every angle imaginable. To many fans and critics, it looked like Ross got caught in a moment that didn't quite match the superstar image he's built. And instead of shrugging it off, he doubled down with the Starlink story like it was some sort of flex. Like, hey, my jet's getting better internet, don't hate. But that only made the situation more awkward. Once people sensed the explanation was forced, the internet detectives kicked into overdrive. The more Ross insisted this was all normal, the deeper people dug, turning the story into what felt like a carefully crafted cover-up. And that's exactly why this incident spread like wildfire. It wasn't just a story about where he sat on a plane, it was all about what that seat represented. A moment that didn't fit the picture of luxury and exclusivity he's known for, making everyone question the truth behind the scene. For a rapper whose entire persona revolves around luxury, power, and moving through life like a king untouchable by ordinary rules, spotting Rick Ross in economy class was like seeing a crack in his carefully polished armor. It didn't just raise eyebrows, it shattered the flawless image he's spent years crafting. And then came the Starlink Wi-Fi excuse, which didn't just soften the blow, it turned that crack into a full-blown viral joke. The more Ross leaned into that explanation, the more questions people raised. Because when someone truly exists in the upper echelon of wealth and influence, they don't usually find themselves defending why they're flying coach. Instead, they quietly make different arrangements and keep everything moving smoothly behind the scenes. That's why his defensive response grabbed so much attention and sparked fierce online debate. But here's the twist. These economy-class headlines, they're not even the biggest storm swirling around Rick Ross's image right now. The real drama unfolds around his ticket sales, and this is where the story gets far more compelling. Ross has been hitting the stage, performing live shows, but chatter online and reports paint a picture of demand that's far from what it used to be at the prime of his career. Back when the mere mention of his name could ignite massive excitement, now things seem noticeably different. Then came one of the most talked about moves of late, a buy one, get one free ticket deal. For an artist whose brand is built on exclusivity, extravagance, and positioning himself as a high-tier icon in hip-hop, this promotion felt almost out of character. This wasn't just a discount. It was a loud signal sending fans and critics alike into a whirlwind conversation. The guy who once embodied luxury and status suddenly looked like he was trying to drum up business with bargain offers, and that contrast fueled a frenzy of online commentary. The buzz quickly shifted from flights to ticket prices, and suddenly everybody had something to say. Some people likened it to a high-end designer brand dropping major sales just to boost demand, a sharp departure from the usual aura of exclusivity you expect from that kind of name. Whether that comparison hits the mark or misses, it highlights the deep link between Ross's public persona and the broader ideas of success, status, and elite culture. What made the conversation even more intense is that the promotion itself didn't immediately halt, or even slow down, the swirling questions about his current place in the hip-hop hierarchy. The criticism doesn't stop there. Online discussions continue to flare up, with fans and critics alike fiercely debating everything. From the actual number of people showing up at Rick Ross's shows, to the demand for tickets, to whether the buzz surrounding him now even matches the fire of his glory days. When you zoom out and look at the full story, it's clear these debates aren't about just one simple issue. Instead, they're rooted in a complex mix of factors that have been steadily unfolding over time. Let's break it down. First off, the music world has transformed in ways that are hard to overstate. Hip-hop is an ever-accelerating machine, constantly evolving in sound, style, and the artists who dominate the scene. The headliners of today's rap conversation, they're often worlds apart from the icons who reigned supreme a decade ago. Back in the early to mid-2000s, Rick Ross wasn't just a name, he was a powerhouse. His albums consistently topped charts, his features were everywhere, and his label and entrepreneurial moves kept him firmly in the spotlight. But the music landscape waits for no one. Fresh faces explode onto the scene, trends morph and captivate new audiences, and the spotlight shifts accordingly. Many of the younger concert-goers filling venues today grew up during a completely different chapter of hip-hop's story. Sure, they know Rick Ross's biggest anthems, but they often lack that deep, emotional bond that fans cultivated during his prime. Meanwhile, the original fans who once packed his shows have grown older, and with time comes change. Life priorities shift. Some attend fewer concerts, others focus on different interests, and many simply experience music differently than they did in their youth. Layer these personal changes on top of an industry that never stands still, and it's no surprise that ticket sales today don't mirror the frenzy of yesteryear. This ebb and flow is how the music business has always worked. Fame doesn't freeze in time. Every artist, even the biggest, faces the ongoing challenge of staying relevant as new stars emerge, styles evolve, and audiences transform. The truly enduring performers? They find ways to reinvent themselves over and over, adapting to the times without losing their core appeal. Critics often point out that Rick Ross hasn't fully navigated that evolution, and that ongoing discussion has become a key part of how his career is viewed today. And then here's the thing about image, especially when your entire public persona is built on being wealthy, untouchable, and operating like a kingpin. Every single story that cracks that glamorous facade suddenly feels like a seismic event. So, when photos surfaced showing Rick Ross flying economy class, or when whispers started swirling about whether his concert ticket sales were dipping, little details began to stack up in the public's mind. No longer were these just isolated incidents. People started weaving them together, searching for a pattern, a crack in the armor. And that's crucial because Rick Ross's appeal has never just been about his music. Fans weren't merely buying tracks, they were buying into a lifestyle, a fantasy of extravagance, and the image of a mastermind always plotting several moves ahead. When that carefully crafted image shows signs of faltering, reactions can get intense and emotional. Layered on top of that was the unique bond Ross built with his audience over the years. His connection wasn't just about catchy beats. It was about embodying the ultimate boss persona, the grand success story wrapped in luxury and spectacle that made people feel like they were part of something bigger. This kind of powerful connection can make an artist untouchable, but it also makes the foundation more delicate. Once people start questioning the glittering surface, that relationship can suddenly feel shaky. That's why every bit of chatter about flights, ticket sales, or business ventures isn't just gossip. It sparks a broader discussion about the entire legend that Rick Ross has been fostering for nearly 20 years. Now, shifting gears to the business side of the story, it's here where things get especially compelling. One of the brightest spots in Ross's financial world has been his involvement with Wingstop franchises. For years, fans and critics alike pointed to these investments as concrete evidence that Ross wasn't just about music. He was making savvy moves in the business world. Owning franchises like Wingstop can be an incredibly smart strategy when the brand is booming and stores are doing well. During the height of Wingstop's growth, Ross's stake was often held up as a prime example of a celebrity leveraging his clout into real economic success. But here's something most people miss. Owning franchises isn't like printing money on autopilot. There's a whole side to it involving day-to-day management, operational challenges, hiring reliable staff, maintaining high standards. It's a hands-on commitment. Success doesn't just fall into the owner's lap. It's hard work behind the scenes, requiring constant attention and effort to keep things running smoothly. Success in the franchise world demands relentless effort and ongoing investment. There's simply no shortcut. A whole web of factors plays into how well a business performs. Local competition can be fierce. Management quality varies. Customer demand swings with the seasons, and broader economic shifts can reshape spending habits overnight. Because of all this unpredictability, even the hottest names and strongest brands can run into obstacles. Keeping a vast network of restaurants afloat isn't just about having a good idea. It requires constant, attentive work behind the scenes, much more than most people realize. It's a delicate balancing act, especially when the owner is juggling a busy music career, frequent public appearances, complex business partnerships, and the high demands of celebrity life in general. Owning a restaurant is one thing, but actually running it successfully, day in and day out, is a whole other challenge. Over the years, whispers and reports have surfaced, hinting that some parts of Ross's business ventures have struggled to maintain the momentum they once had. When people look closer at these reports, combined with broader discussions about his overall finances, questions start to emerge. Are some of these business models still performing as robustly as they once did during his peak? The reality is that income streams are rarely static. What once seemed like a gold mine might eventually cool off or change shape entirely. Meanwhile, the music landscape keeps evolving rapidly. The rise of streaming shattered old revenue patterns, causing album sales to dip dramatically. Artists needed to rethink their entire approach just to keep income flowing steadily. So, when multiple sources of earnings come under pressure simultaneously, it naturally draws public curiosity. Suddenly, people begin to wonder if the glamorous lifestyle showcased online truly aligns with the numbers behind the scenes. This gap between image and reality becomes glaring and difficult for critics to ignore. Around the same time, we also saw conversations buzzing about concert ticket promotions, debates over business performance, and viral moments like photos from economy-class flights, all swirling together in the public eye. Whether or not these events are directly connected, viewers often piece them together, weaving a larger narrative. On top of it all, maintaining that luxury image, complete with sprawling mansions, first-class travel, and high-end living, comes with its own serious price tag. These expenses pile up quickly and only add to the complex picture, fueling even more speculation and fascination about how it all balances out behind the scenes. Managing a high-profile operation like Rick Ross's world involves far more than just the glitz and glamour you see on the surface. The costs tied to staff salaries, round-the-clock security, a fleet of luxury vehicles, complex business operations, and countless other behind-the-scenes responsibilities pile up into an enormous financial burden known as overhead. And here's the catch. These expenses don't magically vanish just because the spotlight drifts elsewhere. In fact, they keep running in the background, quietly demanding resources and attention. This is why so many people have been captivated by the unfolding story. it has evolved into something far more profound than just celebrity gossip. It now sparks a meaningful conversation about the stark difference between genuinely having wealth and merely projecting an image of it. Those two things, they're not always the same at all. True financial power is often anchored in solid assets, smart investments, and systems designed to generate value continuously. Regardless of how much buzz is surrounding a person in the headlines, on social media, or across the news, those foundations keep moving forward whether the public eye is locked on or looking away. What many fans and critics alike debate today is whether the extravagant persona Rick Ross spent years cultivating actually outpaced the real financial base holding it up. For a long stretch, the dazzling luxury lifestyle was front and center. The sleek cars gleaming in the sun, the sparkling jewelry catching every light, private jets ready to take off at a moment's notice, a sprawling mansion that seemed to touch the sky, and a relentless parade of success stories on display. Each of these elements added layers of weight to the powerful public brand he built. But here's something crucial to understand. Sustaining a flashy reputation like that isn't a one-time event. Every new purchase, every striking photo posted online, every impressive show of wealth adds to an ongoing, high-stakes performance. And as that image grows, so do people's expectations. The bar gets higher, the pressure intensifies, and there's never really a break from the need to top the last stunt. And yet, for years, this strategy worked like clockwork. The music was chart-topping, business ventures attracted serious interest, and the lifestyle on display perfectly aligned with what fans and the public expected. The whole picture painted something larger than life. A mythic persona that became one of the most instantly recognizable brands in hip-hop history. But there's an important truth about luxury lifestyles that's often overlooked. Keeping that level of lavish living afloat is seriously expensive. When the money flow slows down, or the public's perception shifts even slightly, the once untouchable image suddenly finds itself under far more intense scrutiny. That's exactly why the economy class photo became such a viral focal point. To many, it wasn't just a simple snapshot of Rick Ross on a plane. It felt like a symbolic moment, a sharp contrast revealing cracks in the carefully constructed public image. It captured a point where the glimmer of fame met the unforgiving reality of finance, sparking debates about what's real beneath the surface and what's simply a million-dollar gloss. A very public clash unfolded right before everyone's eyes, sparking a whirlwind of conversations that couldn't be ignored. Whether it was fair or not, the image instantly reignited comparisons to years of Rick Ross's lavish lifestyle, private jets, luxury brands, and stories of sky-high success. Then, the response came crashing in, only fanning the flames further. The explanation involving Starlink wasn't just an answer, it became its own viral headline. Instead of quieting the chatter, this detailed defense invited even more questions from curious viewers and relentless critics alike. Rather than wrapping things up, it opened a fresh chapter for endless debates, jokes, and viral moments across social media platforms. What makes this entire saga even more fascinating is when you zoom out and view it against the full backdrop of Rick Ross's remarkable career. Before the barrage of memes, the ticket sale controversies, and the economy class headlines, there was an inspiring story that commanded respect, regardless of whether you were a fan of his music. Ross carved out an impressive rise from humble beginnings in Carol City, Miami, breaking into a fiercely competitive music industry, creating iconic records that resonated worldwide, launching multiple business ventures, making strategic franchise investments, expanding into real estate, and building a powerful brand with global recognition. These weren't just surface-level wins, they were genuine milestones that fueled his ascent and shaped his legacy. What's especially interesting is how many people highlight these business moves as some of the most compelling parts of his journey. His investments in franchises, the effort he put into growing his record label, and his real estate acquisitions revealed a dimension of Rick Ross that transcended music and celebrity glamour. Yet, over time, the spotlight began to shift. The conversations that once centered on business savvy slowly gave way to chatter about flashy cars, glittering jewelry, sprawling mansions, private jets, and non-stop displays of extravagance. To many critics, This image overshadowed the very accomplishments that established his foothold in the industry. Now, as photos of economy flights circulate and debates about ticket demands persist, along with ongoing discussions about the durability of his business ventures, more people are stepping back to reassess the whole story. Suddenly, the narrative isn't just focused on Rick Ross as a rapper anymore. It's about whether the luxurious persona that propelled him to fame still aligns with the tangible reality that fans and critics see today. What we're witnessing today isn't just a simple moment of misfortune. It feels like a perfect storm, with all sorts of challenges crashing down on Rick Ross at once. But here's the twist. The hardest hit might not be the cash he's losing. Sure, money can sometimes be earned back, rebuilt bit by bit. But what's far more fragile and far more valuable is credibility. Once the illusion or image you've carefully crafted starts to crack and fans stop believing in it, that damage is far tougher to repair. That's exactly why the photos of Rick Ross in economy class have sparked such an uproar online. People aren't just chuckling at a single flight moment. They're reacting to the possibility that the untouchable boss persona, that larger-than-life figure Rick Ross embodied, may not be as invincible or untouchable as once believed. For years, the stories have been built around luxury jets, sprawling mansions, sleek exotic cars, and a seemingly endless flow of wealth. It was a picture of unshakable success and untouchable status. But now, the reality feels different. This might be one of the clearest, most undeniable examples of what happens when maintaining an extravagant image becomes more costly than the actual wealth backing it. Rick Ross's strategy wasn't just about spending money. It was about spending massively to convince the world that his image was even grander, louder, richer than anyone else's around him. Yet, an image without the foundation to support it is like a house built on sand. The lavish cars, the sparkling jewels, the opulent homes, the luxury travels, all of these showpieces require constant funding to keep the illusion alive. And when that money slows or dries up, the spotlight cools, the audience starts questioning, and the very same image that once elevated you can quickly become a liability. Picture this: the so-called biggest boss caught in economy class, a regular airline tray table pulled down in front of him. That kind of visual sticks with people. It's the kind of internet moment that will be shared and remembered far beyond a single flight or day. So now the question looms far beyond that one snapshot. Can Rick Ross bounce back from this? Can he rebuild the boss brand that seemed untouchable? Or could this moment mark the start of a significant shift in how fans see him? Maybe a turning point where the boss era takes a real blow. I want to hear what you think. Is this just a rough patch for Rick Ross, a temporary setback on the road to prosperity? Or could this be the early warning signs of a bigger change, possibly even a downfall? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to know what the Famous R family believes about what's next. And before you go, don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to Famous R for more in-depth stories and deep dives just like this, and share it so others can join the conversation. Trust me, there are even more eye-opening stories coming your way, and you definitely won't want to miss what's around the corner.